It blows my mind how like kids are getting pregnant nowadays, and as bad as that sounds, I just want to say that like, you know, teen pregnancies and stuff, don't get me wrong, a lot of people think it's like a beautiful thing and stuff, and I know there's this whole thing with pro-choice and pro-life or whatever, and all I'm gonna say is that like there's a lot of issues with this world, and honestly this is one of the stories that make me question these issues we have in this world. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name is Bubba, and welcome back to another insane story. So today's story takes place back when I was in high school. Now this is my grade 10 year. That's right, I was just a junior. I was a basic guy, and honestly I didn't really do much for myself. But I remember one day I was going through the school hallway walking with some of my buddies, and we were all just goofing around making fun of other people, because I'm not gonna lie, this generation there's a lot of people we can make fun of. Like a lot of people have like no riz, and a lot of people just get leaked all the time, and I don't know, bro. Like honestly, I'll tell you this much, cancel culture should just walk through a school and literally everyone get canceled. That's how bad high school is nowadays. Going on though, I remember me and my buddies, we all sat down in a classroom that we were supposed to be in, and it was our law class. And funnily enough, we usually have like a law teacher that's like really based, and by based I mean like, I'm not joking, he would say the N-word just for kicks and giggles. I don't know how a teacher would say this just for kicks and giggles, but apparently he was our law teacher, and every time we would confront him on anything, he would just say, "I am the law." But if you guys want to know more about that, we'll save that story for another day. Anyways, when we all sat down, we realized that the teacher that we originally had for law wasn't there. We didn't know what happened to him. Maybe he got like suspended for a bit or something, because you would always have these moments where you actually would get suspended from school. But apparently we had a new teacher come in, and it was a guy, but it was no ordinary guy. He literally looked like McDreamy from Grey's Anatomy. If you guys don't know who that is, he's basically like a really young, charming guy. And this guy, he looked really, really charming. He was young. He didn't seem like he had much of an age gap between us. And one thing I will say, he was actually pretty cool. Like when we were talking about law and stuff, he was like literally bring up jokes about like drugs and stuff as well. And that's when we kind of realized like, hey, this guy actually is kind of vibe. But one thing we realized as well is that there was one girl in our class that was really fond of him. Like no joke, she would always put her hand up to answer any question. And at the same time, she would always, and I mean always, make the joke of asking for his Snapchat. Like no joke, she would literally put her hand up, and the teacher would point her out and be like, "Yeah, what's the answer?" And then she would be like, "Oh, the answer is here, wait, let me pull my phone. Oh wait, I just realized your Snapchat isn't on it." I don't know, she would always make like the most weirdest jokes regarding him, trying to get his number, Snapchat, or whatever she wanted. And it got to the point where the classroom knew that this was like really, really gross. And one thing we really questioned was, why didn't the teacher stop it? Why wasn't the teacher telling her, "Nah, like you can't be saying that," or even just send her to the office? So we all questioned it for a bit, but then afterwards class ended, and we decided to just walk out of there acting like we didn't care, which I'm not gonna lie, most of us didn't. But I remember I decided to like kind of hold back in the class and kind of just sat there waiting, and I saw everyone left except that girl. It was super weird. So I remember I kind of like pretended to leave the classroom, and when I did, I remember overhearing them saying, "Okay, well, if you want my Snapchat, I guess I'll just give it to you. But you only use it for homework reasons." Oh, like, okay. And apparently what I overheard was, yeah, that's right, the teacher literally gave her his Snapchat. At this point, I don't know if that was too far or not. Honestly, like, I don't know, adding people on social media, like, what am I supposed to do? Go up to my principal and say, "Yo, this girl added the teacher on Snapchat." Like, I don't think that's illegal. Is it? I actually don't know. But anyways, going on the next couple days, I realized that one thing got really weird is that they got really, really close. And by really, really close, I mean she literally moved her seat from being like 5 rows away from the teacher to literally being right beside the teacher and just being all flirtatious with him during class. It got to the point where we were all disgusted. Like, no joke, we were all really grossed out, and we didn't even want to like even say anything at that point. And then I want to say 1 week later, that's when everything became a disaster. And by disaster, I mean insanely bad. Because I remember it was like the final week of like this substitute teacher being here, and basically we were all like really excited to have our old teacher back because he was way more funny than this guy. This guy was just a major, well, I think I can say it on YouTube, he was a simp for this one student, and we all knew it at this point. We were all kind of like disgusted, so we wanted him gone. But I remember on his like 3rd to last day of being in our school, he literally decided to say this: "All right, class, so I just want to say I really cared for all of you guys and love all you guys. You guys are all amazing. Sadly, this will be the end of my teaching career. I just want to thank you all, and yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the year." When he said that, I remember we all looked at each other in like major curiosity. Like we were questioning, what in the world did he just say? And I remember when I looked towards my buddies, y'all looked at me saying, "Wait, did he just say it was his last like time ever being a teacher?" At first we thought maybe he was like trolling. You know, it makes sense, he's trolling us, right? But then 2 days go by, and that's when it happened. That's when we realized that something was wrong. And this is how we found out. Basically, I remember when the teacher left the school 2 days later, we looked over to this girl that, you know, he was always like, you know, basically simping for, and we realized that one thing that was happening to her was that she always got nauseous, sick, and she was gaining a lot of weight. Now at first we thought maybe, you know, she's getting fat, you know, like, lol, hit the gym, weirdo. But no, apparently she decided to come up to the front of the class, and she had to explain something to us. We didn't know why, because our old teacher came back, but we were were just weird when she stood in front of the class before class started, you know, a couple of days after the teacher left. And she ended up saying this. Okay, so there's a lot of rumors about me, and I just want to clear them all in this class right now because you guys keep talking mad smack about me. And yeah, I am pregnant, okay? But like, just cut it out, okay? I'm not gonna tell you who the dad is. We all looked at each other like, wait, this chick's pregnant? Like, we didn't really care, right? Because like, you know, teen pregnancies are common. But we were really like realizing why this got out. So I remember me and my buddies, we decided to scatter throughout the school and figure out why like people were talking about this girl being pregnant. Like, why was it such a big deal? And believe it or not, word gets around fast, right? In high school, there's no secrets really to be held. And we realized that this chick was, no joke, pregnant by the teacher that was teaching at her school for a bit. We were all mind blown. We're like, no way this is real. There's no way. There was no way to confirm this. Like, what? So we were all like kind of in shock of this happening. And I remember basically what I decided to do is take matters into my own hands. Because you guys don't know, I don't know. I'm an adventurous guy, okay? That's the way I am. You know, curiosity killed the cat. In this word, I am the cat. But going on, I remember basically I decided to walk up one day to this girl and ask her, wait, yo, so just be honest with me, girl. Like, did you actually get pregnant from the teacher? She ended up looking at me and saying, no, what made you think that? Like, seriously, like, who do you think you are asking me that question? Literally, get away from me, weirdo. And she ended up pushing me aside with both arms and actually just ran away. It's kind of weird. Seeing a pregnant girl run was actually pretty interesting because she was more like waddling, I'll say. But knowing there was a pregnant chick in our school, honestly, like, everyone got curious about her and stuff, and we decided to do one thing with me and my buddies, and that was do a stakeout. Basically, after school, me and my buddies decided to do a stakeout where we would just basically watch over her and see where she goes. So we decided to basically tail her in my car as she was walking home, and we realized she would only walk 2 blocks away from the school and then get picked up by a person. We didn't know who this person was, and it definitely wasn't her mom's vehicle that we usually saw throughout the school year. So we saw her get inside this car, and basically this car ended up driving away. And when we saw where it was going, it went to the hospital. And guess who came out of the car with her? That is right, her baby daddy, our teacher. At that point, me and the boys, we pulled out cameras, taking photos just to, like, you know, get hard evidence. And then afterwards, I came out of my car and said, nah, bro, this chick lied to me straight to my face. I'm gonna confront her. I walked up to her and I said, yo, is that your baby daddy? And at that point, I remember this girl went majorly red-faced, and she like got super freaked out and then started puking on the ground. That's right, she literally gurped in front of the hospital. At that point, I remember the teacher, he recognized me because obviously I was in this class, so he ended up saying, okay, yo, don't take photos. No, stop. And he was like freaking out and walking up to me, like harassing me basically and threatening to fight me. And then that's when all the boys came out and also took photos and took like film footage of us and all this stuff. I don't know. You know what? 1K likes and I'll post the footage on YouTube, okay? Well, hopefully YouTube doesn't take it down. But yeah, basically it became like this whole matter of like everyone like surrounding the teacher, getting ready to beat his butt basically. Because, you know, for God's sakes, man, he's a freak, bro. Like, this chick was like, what, 16 and he was like 26? Like, what? But then afterwards, a cop came out of the hospital because he saw what was going on, and basically we had to like explain to him everything. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, then and there, the cop was like really grossed out by this guy and basically said, yeah, listen, I'm gonna have to basically take you in. We were all looking at each other like, wait, us? Like, you know, all of us basically, like the guys, you know, the boys. He ended up saying, no, I'm gonna have to take in this guy. So you're like a freak, eh? The cop literally called this teacher a freak, and he ended up getting handcuffed. And right as that was happening, bro, this girl that was pregnant sprinted into the hospital and literally just like went in there and just, I don't know, she got an appointment or something. I have no idea. I want to say 2 weeks later go by, and basically I hear on the announcements, Baba, would you please come to the office? Thank you. And from there, I thought I was in trouble, but in reality, I had to give an actual formal statement of what happened between this chick and the teacher. And apparently he's in jail now. I don't know. That's what I keep hearing, but maybe he's released by then because that was back when I was in grade 10. But all I'm gonna say is that be careful what teacher you talk to. Because seriously, some people might take it seriously, and, you know, teen pregnancies aren't fun. Anyways, guys, follow for more embarrassing stories.